Hi, welcome to the open G string. Now the guitar has 6 strings, but you notice that my guitar has only 5 because I actually removed the 6th string. So the numbering is from top down is 6, which is a missing string now, followed by 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 is the bottom. So now in the open G, the tuning will be from the 6th string. It will be a D, G, again back to D, G, B, and then D. So essentially, the G and the B is the same as a standard tuning, no change, but the rest of the other string is tuned lower. So now it means from E to D, from A to G, all these string will be slack because it's one note lower. So it will tend to vibrate longer when you strum. It means it has a poor damping factor. What is damping factor? Damping factor is the ability of a string to stop in time. So when you strum like that, you find that the other string may have stopped vibrating, but the thicker string will continue to vibrate. So if you take the number 6 string, it will vibrate much longer than the rest, and it makes a very awful strumming sound. So that's the reason why I took out. There's only one reason, but there are other reasons as well. We'll come to that later. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the open G tuning for the guitar. Now my guitar only has 5 strings because the top string is removed. So essentially the open G note is top string down, G, D, G, B, D. So there is actually 2G, 2D, and 2B. If I strum, you know, the G major chord is made up of G notes, the D, and the B notes. So my first chord, G major. Now interesting, if I were to put my index finger on the first fret, the sound actually increase higher. Now that is interesting because this is a chromatic scale. Every time you shorten the length by just 1 fret, you increase the note by half a chromatic scale. Meaning, because this is a chord, G here, when you put here, it essentially become a G sharp major chord. And you go to the next fret here, essentially this is a A major chord. Now you can keep on going up and get other chords, like here it become an A sharp or B flat major chord. On the 4th fret is a B major chord, and on 5th fret is a C major chord. I'm going to skip the 6th and go to here. Now this is an interesting one. On the 7th there's a dot here on top. On the 7th fret is a D major chord. So essentially you have a G, same finger, same pattern. You can play a 1, 4, 5 chord progression, which is actually make up of many of the songs. So let's try a simple song next. Thank you. Hi, welcome. Now we're going to try to learn how to play the 1, 4, 5 progression in the G major chord key. So now it's G, open string. On the 5th fret here, there's a C major chord, and on the 7th fret is a D. So this particular song is only 3 chords. It's called Yellow Bird. So it sounds like that. Yellow bird up high in the banana tree. Yellow bird, why are you alone like me? Did your lady friend leave the nest again? That is very sad, makes me feel so bad. You can fly away in the sky away. You're more lucky than me. play this way. So basically what I'm demo is just 3 chords in a 1-4-5 progression. So for a beginners, one session you can learn essentially 12 chords, including the flat and the sharp major chord, because you can go G all the way to the next G by just one finger on each fret. So that's the main advantage of the open G. Thank you. Hi. If the open G is so easy, why isn't it so popular among beginners? I mean, just now I mentioned that for beginners, in just 1 hour, he can actually learn 12 major chords in the flat and sharp key, which is totally almost impossible for a beginner using the standard tuning. And the reason is very simple, because the guitar started out with standard tuning, so many songs and tablature are all written for the standard tuning. But there's a way to get around it. This open G tuning, especially in the 5 string here, is very similar to the banjo tuning. So if you wish to find tablature, you can always go to the banjo section and download the tablature. You will play exactly like a banjo, just style, whatever it is. Thank you. Alright, now I'm going to talk a little bit about why I removed the top strings. Okay, for the main reason, because when you tune the E to D, the 6th string is going to even slack, so it's going to vibrate even longer, so it has even poorer damping factor. So when you strum with the 6th string, the sound is going to be very awful. So most professional guitarists will only strum bottom 4 strings or 5 strings. The only time you use the top string is when you want to do the finger picking and you need the notes that for the low part of the song. Okay, other than that, it actually hinders your playing. Okay, the next reason is when you do a bar with the 6th string, you find that the tension is much more, so it's very difficult for beginners. If you don't have a strength, you can have a bit of problem to do the barring like that. So with the 6th string, it's going to be harder. But of course, you can also bar with the thumb. But of course, this is very unconventional. But essentially, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no rule that say you can't do this to get the chords. Okay, the next reason is for people like me who likes to play. Now, when I remove the top string and I want to play some special style, there's ample space here, so I can actually run my finger. Now my fingernails are cheap, so I don't have much sound here, because you can play things like this song. Burong Kakak tua ingat di jendela, nenek sudah tua, giginya tinggal 2. So you just witness I'm playing a Guiro snare strum. It's essentially I run my finger across the fret to get a correct sound, and then I do some other fancy finger or strumming style. That's all, folks.